What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Dave B, and you're watching Dave B on TV, where we go beyond that everyday bullshit that people be consuming on a day-to-day basis. And you already know, so I'm getting used to this shit, but I'm gonna try to like keep it center and shit. But real quick, I want to make a video about why your career ain't moving in the way you think it should be. And so there's a bunch of different reasons why this could be taking place, right? But the main one, right? So when it comes to manifestations, right? We already know, like, it's not about what you want. It's not about what you feel like you need. It's about what you deserve. And so it's all about, in the core of it, it's about situating your spiritual space in a sense where you feel as though you already have what it is that you're going after, or trying to manifest, I should say. So you have to, like, but you have to believe that. Like, you have to believe that in your core. You can't just say it to yourself. You can't just feel one way about it, but then in the back of your mind be like, no, but I'm really not there. It's like you really have to believe that. So first and foremost, that's the first step, is to really believe, right? And then with your imagination, so your imagination is like your way of traveling. So it's your external force, right? But I'm talking about within you. So it's your external force within you, because it represents the fire element. The fire is all about what we see, and it's also about expression. You know, fire, you can't really hold fire. The only time you see fire or contained is when it's in a lighter, but even then it's still emitting things. You know, water could be contained where it can be held in a cup, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But fire is always emitting, whether it's light or heat, you know what I'm saying? But getting into what we're talking about. So when it's your imagination, this is your way of externalizing, but within you, you know what I'm saying? And fire as an element is it's yin, but it's yang, you know what I'm saying? It's internal, but it's external, because, you know, that fire is expressed, like I just explained. So when you're imagining yourself, you want to imagine yourself in that position already. So when you finally get that image in your head, right? So you see that image within you, then that's when you incorporate the water element of feeling. So you start to conjure up all the emotions and feelings you would feel as if you were experiencing that thing, right? Now that gives you fuel. That's like like I was speaking with faith. You know, when you are building up so when you're imagining yourself in that space, you want to let that fire go into the next element, which is water. You want it to, because basically water, like I just said, water can be contained. So that fire, those images, we have all kinds of images in our head, right? But how you actually concentrate on it, when you concentrate on it, it becomes an emotion and feeling. And so you take that imagination and you bring it down. So now it's condensed. Now it's water. Now you feeling ways about it. So you want to collect as much emotions and feelings as you can. It's basically like hydrating your imagination, right? So you want to hydrate it. You want to let that soak in, and see what'll happen is, what's going to happen is those feelings are going to derive ideas. And see, this takes us into the next element, which is air. And so now it'll be ideas that you start to get that can take you from point A to point B, right? Now we're talking about bringing this into reality. And a lot of times what happens is, so I just said the title of this video is when you feel like you're not, you know, you're not manifesting what you should be, or your career is not moving along as it should be. So what you want to do is that you got to realize this. A lot of times we stop ourselves because of fear. We stop ourselves because of maybe we don't see it as real, so we make up a bunch of excuses and things of that nature, and we derive a bunch of emotions and feelings and thoughts and ideas that tell us that, you know, we should do something else instead, aka procrastinate. Like, that's not something that we can do now, so we have to procrastinate, aka you feel like you can't be where you want to be in your career because you don't have enough money. So you'll get the idea in your head that you need to go work a random job in order to make enough money to finally do what you want to do. But see, that's the wrong way to look at it. See, when you are really tapping into this stuff, and like I said, you got to believe that you already experiencing that position that you want to be in. So what you do is that you don't go and try to chase that by doing something else. No, you want to, what's going to happen is when you soak in those emotions and feelings, they're going to bring you ideas to actually get forward in whatever it is that you're trying to experience or manifest. And so you have to have that faith, right? That, like I said, that water is like faith. And so that faith is supposed to be fuel, so that when you're not imagine, because when you're in your imagination you're visualizing that thing, but when you open your eyes again and you interact with the real world, you're no longer in that space, you're no longer in that imagination. But how you keep it with you is that by developing those emotions and feelings, and those emotions and feelings you can contain and carry it with you, and then this becomes your state of being. And like I always say about the state of being, this is what manifests into our reality in the first place, because how we feel about something determines our perception, and that perception is how we ride a light wave in order to experience what it is that we trying to manifest, right? So hopefully I'm not losing anybody, but like I said, so like like I said, fear, doubt, all these different things are all tests. You got to look at them as kind of like tests. It's not really so much, you don't want to convince yourself that the universe is testing you or doing things to you, but more like doing things for you, because these situations and things of that nature that serve as that appear as road blockages are just things that we are supposed to figure out in order to develop it's like building, right? And so every challenge is like a blueprint, right? Now when you get a blueprint or a schematic that you've never seen before, of course it doesn't make any sense, but it's like it's not doing the universe ain't doing stuff to you, it's for you. So you get that and you figure it out, you figure out the schematic, which becomes like in a esoteric sense, right? You build a stepping stone, or you build some kind of tool to help you get to the next level. It's kind of like in video games, certain things you need certain tools in order to go through certain doors, you need certain keys. And see, the keys are like those challenges force you into a space where you have to, and see, it's a test, because before you can get what you want, you have to deserve it. Like I just said, you're not going to get what you want or need. You're going to get what you deserve. So if the second you get a challenge, you fold, or you tell yourself that you can't do it, and so you make an excuse and do some other stuff, then off the bat, you don't deserve what it is that you're going for. And so that's how it directly goes against what you're going for. So you have to understand that and look at this like a situation where instead of trying to letting that redirect you, you just gotta stay focused and stay with it. So now you have the air. So like and that's the thing. When, like I said, so you're building schematics, and so as you're going through it, no matter what you actually encounter, you're always building something to help you get to the next step. And so these are the ideas and things that are coming to you. So these ideas that are coming to you, right? It's like a lot of people fear that they won't know what to do, or they, when they actually get in that position as well. And so you got to understand that, like, sometimes when it's like any puzzle, like sometimes you get to a puzzle and you can't really just go through it. You have to take a step back and let it, like, sometimes like you don't have the right tools for the moment. And so like you have to let it come to you. And see, it's like, it's almost like this. It's like you'll never, when you act like you, a lot of people shoot themselves in the foot before they even start the race. It's like you might prevent yourself from going through it because you're worried about all the things that might have to happen before you get there, or you fear you might not be prepared. And that might be the case, but until you actually go forward in the steps, you won't even know. And so it's like you can't let these things stagnate you. But the reason you're not going forward is because you're not actually trying. See, sometimes, and a lot of times, it never happens how we want it to happen or how we see it happen. It happens as we do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not real until you actually do it. So though, like I said, when you have the right feeling and the right perspective and the right perception, as you go forward, you derive the right ideas. And see, those ideas, yeah, okay, it might not be the way that it's traditionally done, but like I always say, it's not about doing things the right way, it's about doing things in your way. So if you're in the right space spiritually, you'll derive the right ideas that'll get you to the next step. And then that's when it actually comes into physical, which is the last element, which is earth. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a quick video. Hopefully this was helpful. Peace out. Much love.